Today we begin the book of 2 Chronicles, which sadly will describe the descent of Judah into eventually exile to Babylon. The first 9 chapters are about the reign of King Solomon, who is presented as an almost idealized figure, much like his father David. And then from chapters 10 to 36, it will cover the subsequent years of the divided kingdom down to the exile to Babylon. You'll notice that there's very little notice given to the northern kingdom of Israel, which, from the perspective of the chronicler, was irredeemably false to God and hence not God's true Israel. Instead, the chronicler presents Judah as a kingdom with the holy space, which was the temple, holy servants, the priests, the prophets, the temple singers and musicians at its center, and the kings who were supposed to rule under obedient obligation to God. And national calamity, disaster, comes precisely because the Judean kings after Solomon, despite the righteous actions of a few of them, finally and utterly fail in their religious duties to God and to their nation. And the book will end with Judah in exile, but not without hope. But early in the book, in today's verses of the day, I'm turning to chapter 5 and verses 13 to 14, when they are bringing the Ark of the Covenant, the one that's in the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're bringing the Ark of the Covenant up into the temple. And listen to what it says about those who were helping to lead worship in the temple in verses 13 and 14. It was the duty of the trumpeters and singers to make themselves heard in unison in praise and thanksgiving to the Lord. And when the song was raised with trumpets and cymbals and other musical instruments in praise to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. The house of the Lord, was filled with a cloud, so that the priest could not stand to minister because of the cloud, for the glory of the Lord filled the house of God. 2 quick things I want to share with you. One, notice that in ancient worship in Judah, how they used many different musical instruments, including trumpets and cymbals, and they used vocalists. And the key role that worship has played for the people of God in praising God for who God is an ancient practice. What we do on Sunday morning has its roots way back more than 2,500 years ago. It's really amazing to ponder that, isn't it? The other thing I want to mention to you is just this phrase about the glory of God. Sometime in one of these devotions, I may do a whole focus just on the glory of God in the midst of God's unified and worshiping people. That is part of the goal and the focus of worship. Worship is not about our personal likes and dislikes or our preferences. It is about our obedient thanksgiving, praise, and worship of God so that God's glory might be manifest in our midst. I'm glad that you're a part of Brewster Baptist Church and hope you'll be a part of our worship this day.